What? Are you kidding? We got some awesome podcast here.
Good morning and welcome back to another exciting adventure of Rethinking Revelation. I'm your host, Travis Fenway. This is episode 67, CoffeeSode number 2. And it's ready for you this morning. I'm brewing this episode last night so that when you wake up this morning, Monday morning, you have a nice piping hot cup of CoffeeSode. What can I say except you're welcome?
What can I say except you're welcome? For the tides, the sun, the sky. Hey, it's okay, it's okay.
In today's CoffeeSode, we're going to travel back. We're going to travel back in time to the time of the Hebrews, to a time and a place when families sat around a campfire and they told each other stories of old, and they laughed and they played and they joked and they sang and they played instruments and you get the idea. We're going to travel back in time. I heard this story a long, long time ago, and I'm going to tell it to you now. So get your cup of joe, find a nice place to sit, and enjoy.
Hey kids, what do you want to do tonight?
Story! Tell us a story!
You guys want to hear a story?
Yeah!
What story should I tell you?
The story when God made us and established us. Yeah!
Oh, I know that story. You guys want to hear that story when God made us and established us?
Yeah!
All right. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth.
No!
The other one. That's the only story I know. Okay, let me think if I can remember that one.
No, I'm pretty sure this is the one you want to hear. Now listen, you have to squint with your ears. Just listen. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the land. The land was chaotic and turbulent, and darkness was over the face of the deep. And the Ruach of Elohim was moving over the face of the waters. Then the Elohim said, "Let there be light," and there was light. Elohim saw that the light was good, and God separated the light from the darkness. God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And there was evening, and there was morning, day 1. Then God said, "Let there be an expanse in the midst of the waters, and let it separate the waters from the waters." God made the veil, and separated the waters which were below the veil from the waters which were above the firmament, and it was so. And God called the expanse heaven. And there was evening, and there was morning, a second day. Then God said, "Let the waters below the heavens be gathered into one place, and let the dry land appear." And it was so. God called the dry ground land, and the gathering of the waters he called seas. And God saw that it was good. Then Elohim said, "Let the land sprout vegetation, plants yielding seed, fruit trees on the land, bearing fruit after their kind, with seed in them." And it was so. The land brought forth vegetation, plants yielding seed after their kind, and trees bearing fruit with seed in them after their kind. And Elohim saw that it was good. There was evening, and there was morning, a third day. Then God said, "Let there be lights in the veil of the heavens to separate the day from the night, and let them be for signs, and for festivals, and for days, and for years. And let them be for lights in the veil of the heavens to give light on the land. and it was so. God made the two great lights, the greater light to govern the day, the lesser light to govern the night, the stars as well. God placed them in the firmament of the heavens to give light on the earth, and to govern the day and the night, and to separate the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good. There was evening, and there was morning, a fourth day. Then God said, "Let the waters teem with swarms of living beings, and let birds fly above the land in the open veil of the heavens." God created the great sea monsters, and every living creature that moves, with which the waters swarmed after their kind, and every winged bird after its kind, and God saw that it was good. God blessed them, saying, "Be fruitful and multiply, and fill the waters in the seas, and let the birds multiply on the land." There was evening, and there was morning, a fifth day. Then God said, "Let the land bring forth living beings after their kind, cattle and creeping things and beasts of the land after their kind," and it was so. God made the beasts of the land after their kind, and the cattle after their kind, and everything that creeps on the ground after its kind, and God saw that it was good. Then God said, "Let us make mankind in our image, according to our likeness, and let them rule over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the sky, and over the cattle, and over all the land, and over every creeping thing that creeps on the land." God created mankind in his own image. In the image of God he created him. Male and female he created them. God blessed them and said to them, "Be fruitful and multiply, fill the earth and conquer it. Rule over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the sky, and over every living being that moves on the land." Then God said, "Behold, I have given you every plant yielding seed that is on the face of all the land, and every tree which has fruit yielding seed, it shall be food for you. And to every beast of the land, and to every bird of the sky, and to everything that moves on the land which has life, every green plant for food." And it was so. God saw all that he had made, and behold, it was very good. And there was evening, and there was morning, the sixth day. Thus the heavens and the land were completed, and all their hosts. By the seventh day God completed his work which he had done. He rested on the seventh day from all his work which he had done. Then God blessed the seventh day and sanctified it, because in it he rested from all his work which God had created and made. This is the account of the heavens and the land when they were created, in the day that Yahweh God made land and heaven.
The end. How's that?
No! Not that story.
Okay, wait a minute. You wanted me to tell you about the story of when God made us and created us, right?
Yeah!
Okay, I'll do the best I can.
Boy, you guys are a tough crowd to please. Let's see. I think I can remember a second story of our creation and making. Okay? Now, sit back and squint with your ears.
This is the account of the heavens and the land when they were created, in the day that Yahweh Elohim made land and heaven. Now, no shrub of the field was yet in the land, and no plant of the field had yet sprouted, for Yahweh Elohim had not sent rain upon the land, and there was no man to cultivate the ground. But a mist used to rise from the land and water the whole face of the ground. Then Yahweh Elohim formed man from the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the ruach of life, and man became a living being. Yahweh God planted a garden in the east, in Eden, and there he placed the man whom he had formed. Out of the ground Yahweh Elohim cause to grow every tree that is pleasing to the sight and good for food. The tree of life was also in the midst of the garden, and the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Now a river flowed out of Eden to water the garden, and from there it divided and became 4 rivers. The name of the first is Pishon. It flows around the whole land of Havilah, where there is gold. The gold of that land is good. The bdellium and the onyx stone are there. The name of the second river is Gihon. It flows around the whole land of Cush. The name of the third river is Tigris. It flows east of Assyria. And the 4th river is the Euphrates. Then Yahweh God took the man and put him into the garden of Eden to serve and guard it. Yahweh God commanded the man, saying, "From any tree of the garden you may freely eat, but from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil you shall not eat. For in the day that you eat from it, dying, you will die." Then Yahweh God said, "It is not good for the man to be alone. I will make a helper suitable for him." Out of the ground Yahweh God formed every beast of the field and every bird of the sky, and brought them to the man to see what he would call them. And whatever the man called a living being, that was its name. The man gave names to all the cattle, and to all the birds of the sky, and to every beast of the field. But for Adam there was not found a helper suitable for him. So Yahweh God caused a deep sleep to fall upon the man, and he slept. Then he took one of his sides and closed up the flesh at that place. Yahweh God built from the side which he had taken from the man a woman, and brought her to the man. The man said, "At last, this is bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, because she was taken out of man. For this reason a man shall leave his father and his mother, and be joined to his wife, and they shall become one flesh. And the man and his wife were both supple and not ashamed." Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which Yahweh God had made. And he said to the woman, "Indeed, has God said, 'You shall not eat from any tree of the garden'?" The woman said to the serpent, "From the fruit of the trees of the garden we may eat, but from the fruit of the tree which is in the middle of the garden, God has said, 'You shall not eat from it or touch it, or you will die.'" The serpent said to the woman, "Dying? You will not die. For God knows that in the day that you eat of it, your eyes will be opened, and you will be like God, knowing good and evil." When the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was a delight to the eyes, and that the tree was desirable to make one wise, she took from its fruit and ate, and she also gave to her husband with her, and he ate. Then the eyes of both of them were opened, and they knew that they were naked. And they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves coverings. They heard the voice of Yahweh God walking in the garden in the ruach of the day. And the man and his wife hid themselves from the presence of Yahweh God among the trees of the garden. Then Yahweh God called to the man, and he said to him, "Where are you?" He said, "I heard your voice in the garden, and I was afraid, because I was naked, so I hid myself." And he said, "Who told you you were naked? Have you eaten from the tree which I commanded you not to eat?" The man said, "The woman whom you gave to be with me, she gave me from the tree, and I ate." Then Yahweh God said to the woman, "What is this you've done?" And the woman said, "The serpent deceived me, and I ate." Yahweh God said to the serpent, "Because you have done this, you are accursed more than all cattle, more than every beast of the field. On your belly you will go, dust you will eat all the days of your life. And I will put enmity between you and the woman, between your seed and her seed. He shall bruise you on the head, you shall bruise him on the heel." To the woman he said, I will greatly multiply your pain in childbirth. In pain you will bring forth children. Yet your desire will be for your husband, and he will rule over you. Then to Adam he said, Because you have listened to the voice of your wife, and have eaten from the tree which I commanded you not to eat, saying, You shall not eat from it, cursed is the ground because of you. In toil you will eat of it all the days of your life. Thorns and thistles it shall grow for you, and you will eat the plants of the field. By the sweat of your face you will eat bread, till you return to the ground, because from it you were taken, for you are dust, and to dust you shall return. Now the man called his wife's name Eve, because she was the mother of all the living. Yahweh God made garments of skin for Adam and his wife, and clothed them. Then Yahweh God said, Behold, the man has become like one of us, knowing good and evil. And now, lest he stretch out his hand, and also take from the tree of life, and eat, and live unto the ages. Therefore Yahweh God sent him out of the Garden of Eden, to serve the ground from which it was taken. So he drove the man out, and at the east of the Garden of Eden he stationed the cherubim and the flaming sword, which turned every direction to guard the way to the tree of life.
Is that the story when God made us and created us?
Indeed it is, little one. Remember the song of our great prophet Moses. He said, Give ear, O heavens, and let me speak, and let the land hear the words of my mouth. Let my teaching drop as the rain, and my speech distill as the dew, as the droplets on the fresh grass, as the showers on the herb. For I proclaim the name of Yahweh. Ascribe greatness to our God, the rock. His work is perfect. All his ways are just. A God of faithfulness and without injustice. Righteous and upright is he. They have all acted corruptly toward him. They are not his children because of their defect. They are a perverse and crooked generation. Do you thus repay Yahweh, O foolish and unwise people? Is he not your father who bought you? He has made you and established you. Remember the days of old. Consider the years of all generations. Ask your father, he will inform you. Ask your elders, and they will tell you. And also, but Jeshurun grew fat and kicked. You are grown fat, thick, and sleek. Then he forsook God who made him, and scorned the rock of his salvation. You see, even Moses tells us this is the story of when God made us and established us. And then also from our prophet Isaiah. But now listen, O Jacob my servant, and Israel whom I have chosen. Thus says Yahweh who made you, formed you from the womb, who will help you. Do not fear, O Jacob my servant, and you Jeshurun whom I have chosen. So see, you asked me to tell you the story of when God made us and established us, and I did what I said.
Yeah, that's what you said. But what does it mean?
How about that little trip to the past, huh? Wasn't that interesting listening to that family talk about God's creating his people for himself so long ago? Yeah, so I'd love to hear your thoughts on this one. I think this is probably the most innovative effort that I've put forth. So please follow me on Twitter. My call sign on Twitter is @RethinkingRev. RethinkingRev. I want to see some more followers and hear from you. Let's talk about this. I want to hear from you. All right. I hope you enjoyed your CoffeeSode number 2. Until next time.